Standard immunization schedules are predictable when followed from birth. However, when a child arrives months or years behind, the clinical requirements for prioritizing vaccines become more complex. Defining maximum ages and mandatory intervals provides a clear framework for catch-up schedules without reliance on estimation. This timeline identifies deadlines for initial doses. It begins with the 24-hour limit for hepatitis B and the 15-day window for OPV. The center highlights the 1-year mark, a critical point where 5 major vaccines reach their limit: BCG, pentavalent, FIPV, PCV, and rotavirus. Memorize the 1-year cluster. Best pediatricians frequently prescribe rotavirus at 1 year. For older children, high 5 in the operating room marks the 5-year OPV and MR limit. Dogs Play Together 7 days a week identifies DPT's 7-year deadline. Categorizing expiration ages quickly triages late-presenting patients. Beyond the patient's age, you must also respect mandatory waiting periods between doses. These include 4 weeks for standard primaries, 8 weeks for specific spaced primaries, and 6 months for boosters. Visual anchors help associate these intervals. Think of pouring the vaccine every 4 weeks for Penta, OPV, and RVV. A perfect frame for PCV and FIPV requires 8 weeks. Regardless of lateness, these uncompressible intervals determine the minimum time to safely complete the catch-up plan. Rules differ for starting versus completing a series. At the first birthday transition, if a child received a primary dose of rotavirus, FIPV, PCV, or pentavalent before age 1, the third dose can be administered after turning 1. Maintain standard 4 or 8-week intervals. A different protocol applies to the 0-dose child, an unimmunized patient who presents for the first time after their first birthday. In this scenario, you must abandon BCG, rotavirus, FIPV, PCV, and pentavalent. The window to initiate these specific vaccines has closed. The catch-up plan narrows to 3 vaccines that remain viable for these patients: DPT, OPV, and measles-rubella. Because pentavalent cannot be started after age 1, DPT is substituted as the primary vaccine for pertussis, diphtheria, and tetanus in these older children. To see the 1-year threshold's impact, compare 2 unimmunized patients presenting 2 months apart. Patient A, at 11 months, can have all primary series initiated. Patient B, at 13 months, triggers abandonment rules, restricting their protocol to just OPV, DPT, and MR. Apply these rules to a clinical scenario. A completely unimmunized 15-month-old child is brought to the clinic. Based on UIP guidelines, which of these vaccines should not be administered today? Pause the video here. Use the 1-year rule to select your answer before we proceed. The correct answer is option C, the pentavalent vaccine. At 15 months, the patient passed the 1-year deadline for pentavalent. Initiate DPT, OPV, and measles-rubella instead. To manage late starters, use the age limit mnemonics, apply the 1-year abandonment rule, and substitute DPT for pentavalent.
If you find this informative, do like and share. This helps me to make more videos like this.